Welcome to Ranting with Zion. It's radioactive ridiculousness and reality all in one click. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hear what I have to say. Please leave a rant in the comment section if you would like and subscribe. And just thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you for coming here to rant with me. This message was recorded on Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. They made a mistake. Okay, they made a mistake letting me off that plantation because I'm about to act a fool. I'm about to raise hell. Psych, no, because Jesus gave us heaven on earth. I even wore hoops in honor of my culture. And you know what? On this Juneteenth, because I am free, I'm going to do every hustle and slide possible. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be bumping stuff on the freeway, okay? I'm going to be blasting Mary J out my radio and everything else. It's like, no, I don't know if I'm going to do all that, but you know what I am going to do what I do every single day, which is be black and proud. And thank the Lord Jesus that I ain't on them cotton fields, because again, wouldn't have been pretty. I can't even work in the house for real because I can't cook. So that's what would have kicked me out that kitchen. You feel what I'm saying? But yes, they made a mistake. Okay, so first things first. Yes, I am very pro-black and Black Lives Matter, but abolish the police is a horrible, stupid idea. I don't know who came up with that. I think it's a horrible idea. Lawlessness is not the answer. And you know what I don't understand from like the radical Democrat movement is you want to take away guns and then take away law enforcement. And I understand that law enforcement, can have a racist culture. And I believe that many do have a racist culture if you look at the history of police officers and the KKK. But why would we take away police officers only to then take away self-defense? Because I'm thinking, hey, if there's anarchy going on and if the police are gone, I'm going to want to, keep one tucked because people be acting a fool anyway with the police out. So why would we get rid of the police? What I also don't get is this whole socialism thing. I understand stuff is unfair, whatever, but if the government is racist, why would we want to give them more control over us, give them more power, and then give them our guns? Like, I get lost at what we want to do here, because the government, as we've seen when it plays to race, specifically black people, doesn't have the best history. So I think I'm done giving the government more power over people's lives. Also, yes, the police can be racist and whatnot, but sometimes you have to call the police. The police are essential. You can't just get rid of the police. Like, you can't just get rid of the fire department. They're needed. There's stuff that actually needs to be there. Because who you gonna call when you actually need to call the police on somebody? Who you gonna call when Pookie Ray Ray act up? Huh? Your ghetto cousins, who always doing something, always at the cookout acting up. Got to call the police. And no, you don't have to call the police every time, but the police are needed in society. Without the police, it could get hefty. I'm not trying to live in the purge. It's not what I'm trying to do. Now for another point, I know that I'm making generalized statements. But for Republicans, if a whole race of people, like millions and millions of people in one specific country, have been complaining about the same issue for over 400 years, there's probably some legitimacy to their claim. Yeah, some of that stuff is probably going on. And no, because you do stuff over time doesn't mean that the whole entire thing is gone. Like, the end of slavery was not the end of racism. The end of Jim Crow was not the end of racism. There was segregation after segregation. There was not the end of racism. My grandmother grew up during the civil rights movement, during times where she would say police on the east side of Detroit were so dangerous that women couldn't stand on the corner alone in the ghettos and hoods that they were relegated to because the police might pick you up, rape you, and dump you, and they were running drug houses. And the more people, older black people that I talk to from Detroit, I find out that wasn't a myth. These things are true. These things happen. There is corruptness that is allowed to happen in black communities simply because people are black and they know that others do not care about the things happening to these people because they are black. Racism does exist, segregation does still exist, housing discrimination, loan discrimination, etc., etc. And if you're so pro-life, maybe you could help people in life deal with the issue of life while being black. Y'all are getting that good daily dose of bleach to kill that COVID-19 that our president said you should drink. Yummy, yum, yum to my tongue. I can feel my taste going away rather quickly and my eyesight. But at least that COVID-19 is away. Thank you so much, Donald. Thank you. Oh, hey there. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Joe Biden. You might know me for running to be president or hey, president of your country. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Thought I sniffed some kids. Thought I got that scent, that a woman scent. So, yeah, anyways, I came as a daily reminder to let you know, if you don't vote for me, you're not black, okay? And I know black. I had a really good black friend once. His name was Robert Kelly, we had girls, he was the man. We had girls like all ages, old enough to say yes. At least that's what my nose says, since I sniff, young children. Watch the video footage. And yeah, vote for me. Can somebody tell me what day it is? Please? I'm really wondering. I think I'm lost. Can somebody call my mom? Mom? Anyways, guys, yeah. I'm in the woods or whatever. I'm in this neighborhood and there's a lot of black people and I'm scared and I need to find out what day it is. So thank you so much. I'm Joe Biden and I endorse this message. That guy Donald is a meanie. He's a meanie. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Somebody please call my mom. It's interesting to me, now that I've talked about Republicans not caring about people and being privileged, that Democrats claim that they're so feminist and so rights for everybody and that they hate Donald Trump. And then they got Joe Biden. We're literally in an election with a rapist going against another rapist. Whoa, that's crazy. Right after the Me Too movement. Also, where did the Me Too movement go? Maybe I'm slow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not keeping up, which I'm not, to be honest, although rape is bad. I obviously believe that because, the whole woman thing. But Joe Biden sniffs young girls. And if you haven't seen the footage, I encourage you to look that up immediately. And hey, if you're Joe Biden, please endorse this podcast. If you're Donald Trump, please endorse this podcast. But all I'm saying is, the heart of man without Jesus Christ is wicked. It does not matter if you're a Republican. It does not matter if you're a Democrat. Both need the Lord, and one is not better than the other simply because of the political party they align themselves with. Because if we look at the behavior of both of the men, it's a little sketch. And to the both of you, I think you both have really crappy character, but maybe you want to get it together. And I am here to tell you, I know somebody who can help you get it together. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. So me, Donald, and Joe are going to have a Jesus Christ party, and we are going to get this character together. We're going to get ourselves together because, y'all, I'm jacked up too. I'm not sniffing kids. But, I'm not an old man who is allowed to do with whatever I wanted to, with whomever I wanted to. So, I didn't have the opportunity, thank God, to possibly be a pedophile. But, yeah, let's just praise the Lord and let's cut all that sexual assault out. Not saying that you guys did it, or not saying that you're guilty of any of those things. I'm just saying, you know, we don't know if I stole all those bags of chips in 4th grade. But the thing is, not saying anything. I'm not saying I did it. Not saying you did it. But, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know, so God bless the both of you and endorse this podcast. So this staying at home has got me feeling like Joe Biden, though, in the sense that I don't know what day of the week it is. Okay, one thing. You cannot have a borderless country. That's dumb. That's stupid. Those are the type of ideologies, along with abolish the police, that when Democrats align themselves with it, it's like they give Donald Trump a gift. I saw that. I saw a man named Steven Crowder say that. And no, I don't agree with Steven Crowder on a whole lot of issues. I watch both Democratic and Republican TV because they both lie, and I'm trying to find the truth in the middle there. But when you say stuff like that, and that Americans should pay taxes for illegal immigrants, not only to be here, but to receive free Medicare, all the things that would come along with being a U.S. citizen, all that stuff, without actually being a U.S. citizen, you make people want to vote for Trump. And I know you may not like that, but also, a borderless country is a country that you honestly can't respect. Like, look at you. You have no border. It sounds like the Canada type thing to do. And no, I'm not dissing Canada, and I know Canada has a border, but you know, that whole mentality is like, you know, I'm an American, guys. I have my preferences. And my preferences are to live in a country that's safe. So I would prefer it to have a border. Not saying build the wall, but you can't just have people you don't know walking willy-nilly in and out of your country. No. It's a bad, 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 bad idea. Way down in the Mississippi River, way down in Jordan Spree, yeah, way down in the Mississippi River, God's gonna set me free. Well, hello there, children. My name is Aunt Jemima. You may know me from the syrup brand that's subpar, but still sells somehow. They use me, a mammy, on the cover, and you'd think, because I'm a stereotypical black lady, that the syrup would have more sugar, but it's still, like I said before, pretty bland. A mammy is a black woman who is usually fat and take care of white folks' children because they too lazy to do it themselves. But I'm here to tell you the good news about, don't worry, massa, you ain't gotta come out here. I ain't doing no readings. I ain't doing no readings now. Go on back there, talking about Jesus. Oh yeah. Thank you. I'll be back with your food. Sorry about that, y'all. I come to tell you the story of Moses. Because a lot of people think that because sin is in the world and that people abuse other people, that God don't care about you. But I comes to tell you that Jesus set you free. And let me explain to you the good old story about Moses and the Hebrews. Now, if we look back, Moses came to set the Hebrews free from the Egyptians. And if you know, the Egyptians, it almost reminds me of the Europeans, you know, who, when they showed up on foreign people's lands or other people's lands, you couldn't tell if they were missionaries or terrorists because they would rape the people and then try to tell them about Jesus. But the Egyptians had a false religion anyway, so I don't know if they even bothered telling them about their multiple gods with the head of cats and the head of dogs because, well, who really cares? So the Hebrews, was following God, but they was enslaved by the Egyptians. So God sent Moses. And Moses told Pharaoh, let my peoples go. Pharaoh is the head of the Egyptians, right? And Moses said, let my people go. And he said no. So God sent 10 plagues. 10 plagues. It was 10 COVID-19s. Just kidding. It wasn't. It was plagues that was worse than COVID-19. So if you're scared of COVID-19, you might want to stop tripping, because biblically it might get a little bit worse. The end time's going to be crazy. But so after 10 plagues, Pharaoh makes a big mistake. After 10 plagues, the last plague, his son is dead. His son is dead because of him. And in a rage and sadness and anger, he lets the Hebrew people go. He lets God's people go. And I say that to say, many times I think that we look at the outside of slavery as the victims. And the victims are important. The victims are very important. It's a very key component. But I think sometimes we fail to look at the slave that was inside of Pharaoh. The slavery that is inside the evil heart of man. The slavery and shackles of sin that are in the heart of man when we look at stories of slavery. Not only were the Hebrew slaves, but Pharaoh was a slave himself, and so were the slave owners in the fields of Kentucky and Mississippi and all over the South and the United States of America, who whipped and beat people to pick cotton, and so are the people who sell people here as we know it in this country and all over the world, and human trafficking and things like that. I also just like to say that when we look at it sometimes in the world, we like to say that that's not us, that couldn't be us, that how could people do things in this nature, failing to realize if we were born into that situation and that lifestyle, that may very well be us. That all humans have the capacity to be evil, and we are all shackled to the evil and sin that lies in our hearts. And when we look at history and we look at the things that happen to peoples in different countries and happen in our own lives, we say, God can't be real. God can't care about us because us don't deserve this. But we don't look at what we don't deserve. Yes, we live in a world with sins, and we live in a world where we have sin inside our hearts. But we didn't deserve for Jesus to care and love us all through that, to send his only begotten Son so that we may live with him. So that's my story of Aunt Jemima, of justice in America in a time where freedom is coming more abundantly, where freedom and justice are coming, that I won't be on the cover of the syrups no more, the mediocre syrups named Aunt Jemima, and I plan on boycotting the syrups anyway. So, hey, I don't ever think I ever want to buy from the companies again. So, thank you for listening. Make sure you get in tune with Jesus. In honor of them naming it Aunt Jemima, I'm going to start a pancake brand named Uncle Randy's Flapjacks. Yay-haw! Yeah, the special ingredient is cracker. They're very horrible flapjacks. Don't eat those pancakes. Very bland. There's actually no seasoning on them, but it all goes with the culture, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding, just kidding. Don't take this seriously. I do not promote or support racism in any way, shape, or form. Please stop by the store to get Zion's Redneck Pancakes, selling in Kroger's across the land. I'm kidding. Joking. I'm not doing that. I'm not supporting that. Don't do that. Why would you ever think of a pancake brand name that? That's offensive and is destructive. They named her Aunt Jemima specifically. So, at least it wasn't like TT Jemima. But y'all kill me. Y'all kill me with the black stuff. Using black stuff to sell items in black culture. Crazy. That's it, folks. To celebrate Juneteenth, how about let's none of us be slaves, not only in the physical sense, but in the mental and spiritual sense. Let's get free, because honestly, again, we're not only slaves to the outside world, but the slaves to the evil that's inside of us if we don't find healing for that. So happy Juneteenth, everybody. Everybody who's a free black, raise your hand. Hey, hey. And yeah, thank you so much for ranting with me. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Actually, please do all three of those. And yeah, that's good stuff.